Carroll Field for tonight's game between the Carroll Tigers and your Harlan Cyclones. Starting lineups, first for the Carroll Tigers. Number 0, Tanner Heithoff. Number 1, Will Schultes. Number 2, Clayton Whittle. Number 4, Jair Galagos. Number 5, Peyton Peterson. Number 12, Marcus Wagner. Number 18, Blake Hyman. Number 21, Bennett Schweers. Number 32, Christian Betts. Number 33, Landon Evans. Number 34, Chase Regaller. Head coach, Gary McGill. And now, for your Harlan Cyclones, 00, Quentin McDowell. Number 1, Luke Friend. Number 3, Ashton Lyon. Number 4, Ian Shelton. Number 5, Grant Osman. Number 7, Mason Anderson. Number 10, Ilmar Gletta. Number 13, Noah Schmitz. Number 14, Finn Skryback. Number 19, Reese Koch. Number 22, Garrett Osman. Head coach, Dave Bogey.
Programming brought to you by these great sponsors: Keith Motors, Cyclone Lanes, Shelby County State Bank, United Bank of Iowa, Holly Jones Funeral Homes, KNOD Radio, Shelby County Farmers Mutual and Century Farm Insurance, and the Peterson Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex.
Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to Merrill Field, home of the Harlan Community Cyclones, where the Cyclones boys soccer team will go up against the Carroll Tigers. The starters have been introduced for both teams. It looks like the Tigers will go ahead and start things off here tonight. Luke Friend will now race upfield with it. He'll pass it ahead to Skyrbeck. Skyrbeck in between the legs. He'll shoot, and this one's saved by the keeper for the Tigers. Nice offense produced by the Cyclones early on in this game. Skyrbeck kicks this one out of bounds, so the Tigers will pass them once again. Luke Friend kicks this cross field. Now Ian Shelton has it. Luke Friend sends this one all the way up on the back side. This is Elmer Aguata. Aguata will take a shot and it's saved by the keeper once again for the Tigers. Luke Friend. This goes off the Tigers. So Luke Friend will pass it in for the Cyclones. A lot of action early on in this game. Cyclones already had 2 shots on goal as Noah Schmitz will put his foot into this one and kick it deep down the field. And it comes back his way. Now they're exchanging kicks back and forth. It goes off Osmond's foot out of bounds. So the Tigers will pass it in. Anderson with it. He'll attempt to pass this up to Lyon. It's intercepted by the Tigers. The Tigers kick it out of bounds. Noah Schmidt sends it back downfield off the head of Ashton Lyon, who bounces it towards the Cyclones' goal. Now this is Shelton with it. He'll attempt to pass this one to Argueta. It sails out of bounds, so the Tigers will go ahead and pass it in. Cyclones are coached by head coach Dave Vogie, assisted by Pat Shelton and Zach Shelton. Tigers are coached by head coach Gary Magel, assisted by Jordan Jansen. Luke Friend launches this one downfield. Ashton Lyon will try to catch up to this one as the Tigers will go ahead and kick it out of bounds. Cyclones will pass it in. Luke Friend passes it. That goes off the head of Ashton Lyon, and the keeper will punch it out of the back of the goal. So this will be a corner kick for the Cyclones. I believe that's Ian Shelton who will be attempting the corner kick. This kick is on the way off the head of Lyon once again. Goes back out of bounds. So the Tigers will now kick it out of the box. McDowell will run out of the net to try to save this one, and it'll be a foul. I believe called on, unless looks like Osmond's shaking up on the play, slow to get up. And Tigers will go ahead and kick this, and this one goes right to McDowell. Bounces off of his chest and he lays on it. So McDowell will go ahead and boot this away. And Shelton with a nice move. This one goes off of the Tigers. Argueta will pass in for the Cyclones. Now the Tigers back on the run the other way. This one will travel to McDowell. He'll pick it up. Foul will be called on the Tigers. As Ashton Lyon was trying to get that one. Koch will pass it to Lyon. He'll launch this downfield and out of bounds. So the Tigers will once again kick it out of their own box. Anderson tries to come up and field that one for the Cyclones. Lyon with a nice pass. Anderson ends up with it. Mason Anderson, he'll take a shot, bounces off. Now Skyrbeck in, and Skyrbeck scores for the Cyclones on the recovery from the weak side. He stayed home, and he shoots and he scores. Wasn't intended for him, but it ends up on the foot of Skyrbeck, and he puts the Cyclones up on the board with the first point of the night. Cyclones send in Ian Carney as a substitution in for Reese Koch, who will now take a seat on the bench. The Tigers will get this started once again. This is Carney who passes it to Shelton. Shelton back to Argueta. Argueta will now launch this forward intended for Carney, and the Tigers will kick it out of bounds. This one goes sky high in the air off of a Tiger's foot and ends up in the lap of Osmond, who heads it up to Anderson. Now the Tigers move back the other way with it. Anderson with a nice steal. They'll now push it up for the Cyclones as Argueta now running with it. He gets it stolen from as Osmond presses up against the Tigers. Tigers will try sending it across the field. Now Skyrbeck will pass it to Anderson. Anderson tries to launch this all the way up to Lyon. This one goes off the head of the Cyclones. Osmond with a nice takeaway. He'll now pass it to Shelton. Shelton with a nice move. So go out of bounds off Shelton. Now Cyclones send it back the other way as the goalkeeper will run up and put it back downfield. Tigers had something going for number 14. For the Tigers, slipped and fell. Tigers will shoot. That was Schultz. That shot for the Tigers, and Quentin McDowell will save it for the Cyclones. Anderson knocks it down, trying to weave inside. Gets it stolen from. Now Osmond will come up to take it away from the Tigers, and it'll go off his foot out of bounds. McDowell will run up and grab this one. Shelton will send this ahead for Kearney. Now the Cyclones will sub 4 in. Wyatt Powell, number 16. Number 9, Spencer Fink. Number 2, Seth Anderson. And returning for the Cyclones is number 19, Reese Cope. Osmond passes it in for the Cyclones. The Tigers kick it out of bounds once again. This is Wyatt Powell who sends this out of bounds. The Tigers will once again kick it out of the box. Spencer Fink will race downfield trying to get to the ball. The Cyclones really pressuring the Tigers as this ball will travel all the way upfield. Ashton Lyon will try to get to it for the Cyclones. He does. He'll start bringing it across the field. This goes out of bounds off of the Tigers, so Luke Friend will pass it in. This goes off the Cyclones. Reese Koch will cut this one off. Now Koch coming the other way with it. He'll take a shot on goal, and this one's saved by the Tigers keeper. Cyclones getting plenty of shots early on in this match between the Cyclones and the Tigers. Eli Scheffler now in for the Cyclones, along with Cyclones will return Shelton back into the game. Let's go out of bounds off the head of Powell. Tigers will try heading this one down towards the goal, but McDowell runs out of the box to pick this one up. Now the Tigers trying to get inside of that, of them defenders. Noah Schmitz, Osmond, and both Osmonds doing a nice job of holding their ground at the defender position, as the Tigers will now have a corner kick. Nice corner kick, just a little bit too far. Now McDowell will boot this out for the Cyclones. Carney trying to kick this ahead to Fink. Goes off the Tigers. Cyclones will pass it in. Argueta and Skyrbeck both return for the Cyclones. Osmond pass that in for the Cyclones to Argueta. Ian Shelton with a nice move. He'll pass this one ahead to Skyrbeck. Skyrbeck will shoot, but he will be called for offsides. Nice move by Ian Shelton regardless. He's got some pretty footwork. As the Tigers will get ready to kick this away. Cyclones get called for a foul. Nice kick by the Tigers. It looks like that'll be the last touch off the Cyclones, so the Tigers will get a corner kick. Ashton Lyon will return for the Cyclones as the Tigers send two fresh new bodies into the game. Argueta will kick this downfield to Lyon. Now Luke Friend will push it upfield for the Cyclones. Back to Argueta. Argueta sends it up to Lyon. Luke Friend to Lyon. This one gets past him, and Shelton was there. Shelton gets pushed, and it looks like we will have a foul on the Tigers as Shelton went down pretty hard there. He will kick the penalty kick for the Cyclones. Looked like he was shooting that as they pushed him down. So the Cyclones will get an opportunity to score once again. It looks like Ashton Lyon will attempt a penalty kick for the Cyclones. Ashton Lyon shoots and scores. Ashton Lyon with the second goal of the game for the Harlan Community Cyclones with a penalty kick. And the score is now 2-0 in favor of the Harlan Community Cyclones. This goal comes from Ashton Lyon. The first goal came from Finn Skyerbeck.
Programming brought to you by these great sponsors: Keith Motors, Cyclone Lanes, Shelby County State Bank, United Bank of Iowa, Holly Jones Funeral Homes, KNOD Radio, Shelby County Farmers Mutual and Century Farm Insurance, and the Peterson Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex.
Welcome back to HLTV Channel 15. Tigers boot this downfield off the head of Garrett Osman. Anderson will get called for the foul as he's using his forearm. And Shelton will get called for a foul. So the Tigers will kick it. This one sails over the goal and out of bounds. McDowell will kick it out of the goalie box. Shelton will kick this ahead for Skyerbeck. Skyerbeck will try to race to this one as the keeper comes out of the box and kicks it out of bounds. The Tigers will take a shot as McDowell picks this up. Nice footwork by Luke Friend. Just goes out of bounds off the Tigers. And the Cyclones will sub 2 in. This is Woolston, and James Woolston comes in for the first time tonight, and Ian Carney returns for the Cyclones. As Koch and Skyrbeck both will take a seat on the bench. Cyclones up 2-0 against the Carroll Tigers with 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Tigers shoot. McDowell has to play this off the bounce. Retreats a little bit, picks it up, and now he'll boot it away. Ian Shelton will pass it up to Ashton Lyon. Lyon is dangerous in the open field, and he skies this over the goal. Ashton Lyon had an opportunity for his second goal of the night. Unable to capitalize as he sails that one over. He had the rest of the Tigers beat, just had to put that through the net. The Tigers will now kick this out of the box. Tigers wisely kick this out of bounds as the Cyclones were keeping that pressure on. As Ian Carney, it looks like, will pass it in for the Cyclones. Lyon passes it back to Carney. And the Tigers will now get it back. Tigers kick this ahead. Nice job by the Cyclone defenders of blocking. Now Wilson will get called for the foul for the Cyclones, so the Tigers will kick it. Goes out of bounds off of the Cyclones, so the Tigers will attempt the corner kick. Corner kick's on the way. It's a good one, and this one is going to be headed in to the goal. That's a goal for the Carroll Tigers. Cyclones still up 2-1. Looks like that was number 25, Jamison Polking, who headed that one into the goal for the Tigers. It was a good corner kick by the Tigers. Now Lyon will kick this up to Carney, and it'll go out of bounds. Anderson will chest this up. Puts a move on the Tigers. He'll send this back as we have a collision. And this will be a yellow card on the Tigers as Anderson got taken out. Yellow card on number 21, Bennett Schweers of the Tigers. Ashton Lyons set to kick this one. Lyons' kick will go off the head of Scheffler, now off the head of Shelton. And a lot of people in that goal, and now the Tigers will come back the other way with it. Cyclones had an opportunity, had two opportunities. They're unable to capitalize on both. This goes off the Tigers out of bounds. Friend passes it in. Friend will pass it in again, this time to Anderson. And this will be a foul on number 4. Putting a shoulder into the back of Anderson. Gonna try arguing with the ref, but I don't think the official will change his call after he calls it, as Friend will attempt to kick this one. Friend's kick is a liner. Goes straight into the hands of the keeper for the Tigers. Friend will center it to Anderson. Now McDowell will pick this up. Scheffler boots it back to Lyon. Lyon boots it upfield. Now Shelton has it. Shelton with some good footwork, and the Cyclones will be called for offsides. Cyclones will sub in 4. Returning for the Cyclones is Arguete, Coke, and Skyrbeck. And Brett Wagaman will also come in for the Cyclones. Cyclones are up 2-1. 6 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the first half as Shelton passes it up to Skyrbeck. Skyrbeck will line up to take a shot, and this one is saved by the keeper as he sprawls out on the turf to save this. Osmond will kick it out of bounds for the Cyclones. Noah Schmitz boot this to Wagaman. Ian Shelton with the pass to Argueta. Then gets kicked out of bounds by the Tigers. Caleb Smith checks in the game. And for Ashton Lyon, Ian Shelton with some impressive footwork in there. Puts it just a little bit too far to the right. Cyclones will kick it from about the 22-yard line as Anderson will line up for the kick. Anderson's kick goes right off the shoulder of Schweers of the Tigers, and Osmond puts this a little bit too far right of the goal and sails out of bounds. Skyrbeck tries to cut that off. Unable to. Now the Tigers with a nice pass all the way upfield. McDowell will run out of the box and field this one for the Cyclones. Argueta. Looks like there would be a foul called on the Cyclones. Tigers will have a penalty kick with 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the first half, excuse me. Cyclones up 2-1. Quint McDowell is the Cyclones keeper. He'll try to keep the score at 2-1. Tigers will go ahead and shoot. McDowell sprawls out, and the Tigers will get another goal up on the scoreboard. The score is now 2-2, all tied up, going into the final 2 minutes and 7 seconds of the first half. Shelton will kick it back to Ashton Lyon. Lyon to Anderson. Now Osman will take it upfield for the Cyclones. Shelton will pass it to Osman. Osman turns it back. And this one is got by the Tigers keeper. A foul called on Luke Friend. Now Caleb Smith with some nice footwork as he works it upfield for the Cyclones. Now the Tigers have it. Noah Schmitz does a nice job for the Cyclones of blocking that multiple times, but the Tigers will have a corner kick with 50 seconds remaining. Last corner kick that the Tigers attempted was scored, and nice catch by McDowell. Ricochets off of Argueta, ends up in the hands of McDowell. Now Shelton, with 25 seconds remaining, will pass it up to Smith, and Smith gets called for offsides.
Five, four, three, two, one.
That will be the end of the first half. Things are all tied up at 2. Nice played first half by both teams, and we'll be right back with second half coverage. You're watching HLTV on channel 15.
Programming brought to you by these great sponsors: Keith Motors, Cyclone Lanes, Shelby County State Bank, United Bank of Iowa, Holly Jones Funeral Homes, KNOD Radio, Shelby County Farmers Mutual and Century Farm Insurance, and the Peterson Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex.
Welcome back to HLTV channel 15. The second half is about to begin. The Cyclones will start out with the ball in the second half. Things are all tied up here at 2 apiece. Ian Shelton will kick it back to Lyon. Let's go out of bounds off of the Tigers, so the Cyclones will pass it in. Now Osman, he'll shoot, and this one's saved by the keeper. Osman's had a few shots tonight from that defender position. Ian Shelton with it. Tries to save it before it goes out of bounds. It ends up going out of bounds. Looks like the Cyclones will have a corner kick. Shelton will attempt it for the Cyclones. Garrett Osmond will get called for the shove. Tigers boot it downfield. McDowell runs up to field this one. So he'll drop kick this in the vicinity of Skyrbeck. Now Osmond runs up. Argueta passes it to Osmond. This goes off the Tigers once again. So the Cyclones will pass it in. The shot by Koch. Saved by the keeper. This one sails over the goal. So the Tigers will kick it out of the box. Be a foul called on the Tigers. This one's stolen by the Tigers as Friend was trying to pass it to Osmond. Out of bounds off Luke Friend. And the Cyclones will bring it back the other way as Lyon will lead the charge. He'll pass this up. Nice pass to Skyrbeck on the far side. Now Anderson has it. Anderson will shoot, and he will be wide left. Tigers will now kick it out of the box once again. Lion does a nice job of cutting it off. Runs out of real estate. And the Tigers will pass it in. Anderson will pass it to Lion. Lion trying to bounce it up to Skyerbeck. Lion centers this for the Cyclones. This goes off the foot of a Tiger. Now Osmond runs up. He'll center this back. And this will travel out of bounds, so the Tigers will kick it out of the box one more time. Osmond runs up, tries to take this away from the Tigers, bounces off Osmond one more time. And now the Tigers going back the other way. Osmond will race downfield to get to it. He'll kick it out of bounds. Nice job by Grant Osmond. Tigers pass it in. Nice job by Garrett Osmond to get in front of that one. Now Grant Osmond will header this one, and this one is up and good through the field goal post. Sails out of bounds. And Quentin McDowell will kick it out of the box for the Cyclones. Grant Osmond runs up, kicks this one away. Got all ball. Now the Cyclones going with it. This is Aguata who had it passed to him, and the Tigers are able to take that away, kick it out of bounds. As Ashton Lyon will run over to the corner to attempt a corner kick for the Cyclones. Lions' corner kick will sail to the other end. As the Cyclones will now have to pass it in on the other side of the field. Luke Friend passes it. This is Shelton who will kick it. And it will travel out of bounds. Cyclones will pass it in. Looks like Lyon runs over to give this a chuck. Lyon kicks it up to Skyerbeck. It's out of bounds off of the Tigers. So Skyrbeck will attempt the corner kick for the Cyclones. Skyrbeck with a nice kick off the heads of a few Cyclones. And this is picked up by the Carroll keeper, as it will go off the Tigers. The Cyclones will pass it in once again. Osmond puts a nice stop to the ball. Now Anderson has it in the middle of the field. He'll take a shot on goal. This bounces right off the top. And Shelton tries to head this one into the goal. And it sails over the top crossbar. Cyclones will sub in Wyatt Powell and Ian Carney. The Cyclones missed an opportunity there, unable to capitalize. Wyatt Powell will cut that pass off by the Tigers as Shelton ends up with it. He'll try to pass this backside to Powell. It goes out of bounds. That was shot by Anderson, picked up by the keeper. Osmond will turn it back upfield for the Cyclones to Wyatt Powell. This goes off the Tigers. This one's off Shelton. Anderson will run it up the middle. All sorts of contact. It's been a physical game tonight by both teams. Off the Tigers. The Cyclones will pass it in. Nice pass. Shelton will run, try to get this one. There will be a foul called on the Tigers. Kick by Lyon is saved by the keeper. Lyon was trying to sneak it in that right side of the goal. Friend waits on it. And Tigers will get it back. Nice header by Garrett Osmond. Cyclones now pushing back the other way as Lion will pass this to Kearney. Ashton Lyon passes it to Ian Shelton, who's in the center of the field. Shelton will try to turn around and kick this near the goal. He's wide right, and the Cyclones will sub in 2. Eli Scheffler, number 8, and Amar Guata, number 10. We'll both sub in for the Cyclones as the Tigers get set to kick this away out of the box. Scheffler bodies that one up. Puts a nice stop to the ball. Now the Tigers are working back the other way. Friend sends this one up to Shelton. Shelton with some nice footwork. Tries to pass it to Coke. Now the Tigers coming back the other way. Nice kick by McDowell, and this one's out of bounds off of the Tigers. Seth Anderson now into the game for the Cyclones. McDowell will once again field this one for the Cyclones. Doing a nice job back there tonight. This is out of bounds off of the Tigers. Noah Schmitz gets set to kick this for the Cyclones. Seth Anderson will kick it near the goal, picked up by the Tigers keeper. The Cyclones will sub in 3 more, including Brett Wagaman, Mason Anderson, and Spencer Fink, all back into the game for the Cyclones. Cyclones pass it back to one another. Anderson will send this towards the goal and picked up by the keeper as Wagaman was there, just in case the keeper missed that. This goes off the head of Osman. Tigers kick this one near the goal, picked up by McDowell. As McDowell will send this away for the Cyclones.
Programming brought to you by these great sponsors: Keast Motors, Cyclone Lanes, Shelby County State Bank, United Bank of Iowa, Holly Jones Funeral Homes, KNOD Radio, Shelby County Farmers Mutual and Century Farm Insurance, and the Peterson Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex.
"17 minutes, 40 seconds remains in the second half. Score is still tied up 2 apiece. Noah Schmitz will kick it for the Cyclones. Looks like Luke Friend will kick this for the Cyclones. He skies this one over the goal. James Wilson and Caleb Smith are now into the game for the Cyclones. Garrett Osman will pass this upfield. Osman gets tripped up and the foul will be called against the Tigers. Noah Schmitz will kick it for the Cyclones. Kick this one near the middle to Luke Friend. Luke Friend will shoot, and this one is picked up by the Tigers keeper. He'll throw this one out of the goal. The Tigers will run the other way, and the Cyclones kick this out of bounds. Cyclones now sub in Ashton Lyon, and Finn Skyerbeck with 14 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in the second half. Cyclones need to get some offense generated. As Quentin McDowell will kick it downfield. Stopped by the Tigers. Osmond tried to kick that back in the Cyclones' direction, went off of his foot awkwardly and out of bounds. Ball gets down there. Cyclones defenders doing everything that they can, and they get it out of there as Caleb Smith will kick it up to Spencer Fink. So we'll go out of bounds off the Tigers once more. Karen Osmond will pass this in for the Cyclones. Skyerbeck gets a foot on it. Travels all the way over to the other side of the field as the Tigers now push it. Dow kicks this up to Reese Koch. Osmond will race with it. Osmond kicks this one up to Shelton. The keeper runs out of the box for the Tigers and kicks this one away. And Ashton Lyon now with it. Ashton Lyon will now shoot. Lyon's kick just goes over the goal. Elmer Agueta back into the game for the Cyclones. He'll sub in for Caleb Smith. Skyerbeck kicks this up to Shelton, takes a wrong bounce off of his chest. Shelton tries to get there, but the Tigers will kick this all the way downfield. McDowell sends this the other way off Ashton Lyon. Luke Friend will step up and steal this away from the Tigers. As Luke Friend now races with it, he'll pass this one up to Shelton. Ian Shelton crosses over. The goalie is not in the box. Cyclones have one job. And it looks like the Cyclones will be called for a foul. Chaotic. So all that action near the goal. And the Cyclones get called for a foul. As the Cyclones will now sub in Carney and Powell. There was no goalie near the net. The Cyclones tried to put it in as Shelton crossed over. Cyclones come up empty, so the score stays at 2 apiece with 10 minutes remaining in the second half. Reese Koch sends this one sailing over the top of the goal. Ashton Lyon is able to take that one away. Osman getting physical with the Tigers as he's able to take it away for the Cyclones. Kearney trying to pass it up ahead. Now Ashton Lyon with it. Lyon passes it ahead, gets it stolen from him. Now has it back. Ashton Lyon will shoot. This one's knocked down by the keeper. The keeper will go ahead and boot it out. Kicked out of bounds by Noah Schmitz. The Cyclones will sub in Shelton. Osman passes it to Noah Schmitz. Noah Schmitz passes it up to Shelton, and Shelton tries to pass this up to Kearney. A little bit too far ahead of him. Out of bounds off the Cyclones. Tigers will pass it in, and now it goes off of the Tigers back the other way. Luke Friend passes it to Anderson with 6 minutes and 23 seconds left to play as Anderson sends this all the way up. The keeper will kick this as he runs out, and now Anderson is back with it. Noah Schmitz will race to get this one as he kicks it up into the bleachers out of bounds. As the Tigers will pass it in. Dowell will set this up and he'll kick it out of bounds. Or kick it out of the box, excuse me. Tigers send this one high up and out of bounds as Osmond will pass it in for the Cyclones. Reese Koch will pass this up to Caleb Smith. It's out of bounds off the Tigers, so the Cyclones will pass it in once again. Ashton Lyon will attempt to kick this one. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the second half. Lyon will kick this to Osmond. This goes off the Tigers, out of bounds. So the Cyclones will pass it in once again. Osmond passes this in the middle towards Lyon. Lyon misses this. Luke Friend is able to cut him off. It goes out of bounds off Luke Friend. Now the Tigers come back the other way with it. Luke Friend tries to turn it back upfield. Travels out of bounds. Sub comes in for the Tigers. Now Skyrbeck returns for the Cyclones. Two minutes remains in the second half. This goes off Shelton, out of bounds, so the Tigers will pass it in. Osmond sends it to Lyon. Now Reese Koch will kick this ahead. Shelton now with it. Ian Shelton dances inside, trying to create some offense for the Cyclones with only 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Scores tied up. Keeper is able to end up with this one in his hands as he passes this forward. Luke Friend is there for the Cyclones though. Now Anderson back with it. Anderson will pass this up. Ian Shelton is there. This one is out of the hands of the keeper. Appears the keeper is down for the Tigers. Medical staff will come out onto the field to attend to him, and we will take a break. You're watching HLTV on Channel 15.
Programming brought to you by these great sponsors: Keast Motors, Cyclone Lanes, Shelby County State Bank, United Bank of Iowa, Holly Jones Funeral Homes, KNOD Radio, Shelby County Farmers Mutual and Century Farm Insurance, and the Peterson Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex.
Welcome back to HLTV Channel 15. Carroll's keeper was able to exit the field. He's ready to sub back in. Carroll will throw a new keeper into the game. Tigers will get ready to kick this out of the box with only 30 seconds remaining in second half. Tigers will kick this down. The Cyclones now have it. Anderson gets it taken away from him. Now has it back as this is kicked out of bounds. Cyclones will pass it in. Now Anderson will launch this forward. This one's picked up by the new keeper for the Tigers. And that will be the end of the second half into regulation. Looks like we're going to be going into overtime. So we'll have one 10-minute overtime coming up first, and if no one scores then we'll have another 10-minute overtime, and if no one else scores in the 2 overtimes we'll go into a penalty kick shootout where each team will select 5 players to attempt to shoot a goal. We'll be right back with the first 10 minutes. You're watching HLTV on Channel 15. Welcome back to HLTV Channel 15. Get 10 minutes put up on the scoreboard here, and then we'll resume action. 10 minutes is set, and the Tigers will start out with it as Ashton Lyon tries to take that one away from the Tigers early on. This one will be off the Tigers, out of bounds, so Grant Osmond will pass it in for the Cyclones. Grant Osmond with a nice pass up to Guata. Osmond will keep on passing it in. Now Skyrbeck. Skyrbeck on the run. And this one is saved by the Carroll keeper. Skyrbeck had some open field to work with. Now the Tigers come right back the other way as Garrett Osmond will kick this out of bounds. Grant Osmond will push it for the Cyclones as he gets pushed by the Tigers, and there will be a foul called on Peterson of the Tigers. This one will go out of bounds off of the Tigers, so the Cyclones will have a corner kick. I believe that's Anderson who will be attempting the corner kick for the Cyclones. Skyrbeck will kick this back. Osmond will chase it. Now Osmond to Friend. And the Tigers will turn it back upfield. It's a collision on the far side, no call. The Cyclones will come back the other way with it. Scheffler passes it back to Anderson. Now Grant Osmond will race to get this. He'll kick this to Schmitz, and Schmitz will boot this downfield. Tigers will kick this. Anderson misses. Now Reese Koch with it. He'll push it for the Cyclones, and this is out of bounds. Grant Osmond with a nice throw, as the Tigers will kick this out of bounds once again. It'll travel out of bounds one more time as Osmond will pass it in. Osmond pass goes straight up in the air. As Garrett Osmond was there for a moment. Now the Tigers come back the other way as Grant Osmond's going to have to hustle back. This is Noah Schmitz, and it's off the Tigers out of bounds. So Noah Schmitz will pass it in for the Cyclones. Looks like there's a foul called on the Cyclones. Tigers will get it back. Luke Friend boots it downfield. Carroll's keeper will boot it back downfield. Grant Osmond kicks it out of bounds. Noah Schmitz runs up, tries to save that one, and McDowell will dive down on the turf to pick it up. And he'll boot this one out of the box for the Cyclones. Scheffler now on the run for the Cyclones will pass this ahead to Anderson and gets kicked out of bounds by the Tigers. Now the Cyclones will sub in 3 more, including Carney, Fink, and Wagaman. Skyerbeck's going to have to run to catch up to that one. He does. Puts a move on the Tigers. He'll shoot, and this one's a little bit too far as Carney was trying to help on that weak side, getting his head on it. Yeah, unable to, and travels out of bounds as there's 3 minutes left to play in the first overtime. Keeper will slide and grab this. It looks like Ashton Lyon is working on that far side. He'll pass it in. Cyclones almost called game right there. This one sails out of bounds as Coke trying to put it in for the Cyclones. The Tigers will boot this out. So 1 minute and 43 seconds remaining. This one will sail over the goal. Tigers will get to kick this one away. 35 seconds remains in the first overtime. McDowell will just run up and grab it. He'll kick it away with 10 seconds remaining.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That will be the end of the first overtime period. We'll be going into the second one, which will be another 10-minute period. We'll be right back with second overtime coverage. You're watching HLTV on Channel 15.
Programming brought to you by these great sponsors: Keith Motors, Cyclone Lanes, Shelby County State Bank, United Bank of Iowa, Holly Jones Funeral Homes, KNOD Radio, Shelby County Farmers Mutual and Century Farm Insurance, and the Peterson Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex.
Welcome back to HLTV Channel 15. Cyclones get things started. Second overtime period. The score is still tied up 2-2. Whoever scores first will win. As both teams switch sides, the Tigers shoot, deflects off the back of Schmitz. Now Lyon will jump and deflect that the Cyclones' way as he'll pass it in. Cyclones will sub in Anderson and Powell. Carney now dribble it inside as Coke will try to get to this one. He does. Gets it stolen from him. Now the Tigers come back the other way. Coke able to cut him off. He'll center this to the middle. Ashton Lyon trying to get there is unable to. The Cyclones have some action near the Tigers' goal for the first time in a while, as Osmond will pass this to Lyon. Lyon will pass it to Powell, intercepted by the Tigers, and this one's kicked out of bounds. And Scheffler will return for the Cyclones. Caleb Smith will sub out. Lyon will pass it in. Now Anderson with it. Mason Anderson takes a shot, and this one's saved by the keeper. Off the head of Friend. And now Carney will take it. He'll try passing this up. Goes off of his foot awkwardly. And the Tigers will kick it back upfield. McDowell will pick it up. The Tigers lift up that drag foot. So it would be going back to the Cyclones as Skyrbeck will sub in for the Cyclones. He'll sub in for Scheffler. Reese Cope now pushing it for the Cyclones. He'll kick this up for the Cyclones, as the keeper will travel all the way up to the 20-yard line, all the way out of the box. And this will go out of bounds off of the Tigers. The Cyclones will pass it in. Lyon with a nice pass. This is Skyrbeck on the far side. Skyrbeck kicks it back to Lyon. Lyon will boot this one down. And this one will be kicked out of bounds by the Tigers. Anderson will attempt the corner kick for the Cyclones. Mason Anderson's corner kick goes off the head of Ashton Lyon and out of bounds. So the Tigers will get it back. Cyclones now have it. This is Skyrbeck who will work it up for the Cyclones. He's blown by everyone. Skyrbeck falls. There's no call. Still working. Now we'll pass it up to Anderson. Now Lyon comes out of nowhere to kick that one. Lyon will shoot, and Lyon scores. Ashton Lyon calls game for the Cyclones. And that does it. Ashton Lyon with a game-winning goal. And the Cyclones take this one home, as that shot sails right over the head of the Tigers goalkeeper. And Ashton Lyon wins it. Final score is 3-2 in favor of the Harlan Community Cyclones. That will do it. Thank you for watching HLTV Channel 15, where it's always great to be a Cyclone.